Welcome back to ABC 36. If you don't feel like yourself lately, it could be a result of vitamin D deficiency, which could lead to weight gain. Joining us this afternoon is Julie Swindler. Julie, thank you so much for being here. Dr. Julie Swindler, I should say. A lot of us may be thinking, or some people may be thinking, that they just have the winter blues, but could be something more serious.
Actually, you're exactly right. We have a lot of people that ask about that, so we want to talk about it today. Many people have heard about that seasonal affective disorder, where if it hits winter time, you start feeling kind of mopey and grumpy, and what I like to call Eeyore-itis. Remember Eeyore? Yeah. But what we actually find is about 50% of people that have been diagnosed with that actually have a vitamin D deficiency. And a lot of people just forget about that. It's not something we routinely check, and it's not something, even if you get a physical done, that your physician is typically going to get unless you show symptoms or you ask about it or whatnot. So even though we know that vitamin D is important, a lot of people don't really know what it does. We'll talk about that. Vitamin D does a lot. Not only does it regulate your bone strength with the calcium and phosphorus, but it does other things too. It helps your immune system, and it helps with the feeling mopey and depressed or anxious. But it also helps a stubborn waistline, which is why my folks are so interested in it as well too. Vitamin D has been linked with insulin resistance, and that's one of those metabolic conditions that can actually worsen somebody's weight, or can make it kind of stubborn. So the neat thing is, if somebody's found to be low, it's very easy to take care of and treat. It can help out with all of those symptoms, so they start feeling better and they start losing weight as well too.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Well, you said there was a blood test to determine if you have this deficiency, and I guess when would you make the decision that you might need to get that blood test? What kind of symptoms would you be having?
Well, usually I tell people, if they haven't had it checked in the past 6 months, they should go ahead and check it regardless, just to know what your level is. What a lot of people don't realize is, even though this weekend is going to be gorgeous and it's beautiful out today, so everybody needs to go for a walk, there's still not going to get enough of that sunlight, or the UV rays are not strong enough in this area from September through the end of May to produce a vitamin D. So they need to get it checked, and if it's low, the physician will do the simple blood test, and it's an easy supplement to just take and bring it right back up to normal levels for you.
Yeah, and you were saying to me earlier before we were on camera that even though if you're taking a multivitamin daily, it doesn't mean that you're getting enough of vitamin D.
Absolutely. And we even have a lot of folks that will say, well, I take an extra vitamin D supplement over the counter. But what a lot of people don't realize is the dosages that are over the counter, like 400, 800, 1,000, or 2,000 IU, are enough to prevent malabsorption or rickets even, but it's not enough to boost the levels. In fact, if a physician finds your level to be low, the dose that they prescribe is a once-a-week pill that's ready 50,000 IU dose. So it's a much different range. And it's not something that people can just dose by themselves independently. It's one of the few vitamins that are actually fat soluble, meaning it can build up in your system. So if you overshoot, it can cause problems as well too.
Well, that's some really good information that I never thought about before. Thank you so much, Julie, for being on the show again today.